Hi guys, and welcome along to another evening of photography here in the Scottish Borders. Tonight we're out and about location hunting for this sunset, which is actually unpredictable. I didn't think it was actually going to happen after the day that we've had around the area, but we're hopeful. There's some lovely colour in the sky. The sun's just setting down. It's about an hour till sunset. So we are around the Melrose area and the Leaderfoot Viaduct. So let's go for a look at the local area. Today we've came out for an opportunistic sunset. I think after the weather we've had the last couple of days in the Scottish Borders, I think the sunset tonight was going to be a bit optimistic. I'm still hoping for some light. The sun has breached below the horizon over there. It's just hills in front of me at the minute. I can't see many clouds above me to capture any of the light, but we're out here, we're enjoying it. It's time to get out again. It's 5.5 miles from my front door, so why not come out, spend some time in nature and get eaten by the amount of flies that are flying over my head right now. They just tend to land on you and start eating you, and you go home and you start itching for the next 3 days. I'm going to get the drone up, fly around the area. I will be getting the new drone soon, but this is still the old Mavi Pro. So we'll be getting some drone footage from this area. It's superb, great fun to be out anyway. Hopefully this lockdown situation is coming to an end very soon and we can all get back to some sort of normality. But this is the first night of the drone properly working tonight, so let's go and have a little look around the area and I can show you this phenomenal bridge and the local area surrounding it. So tonight's shot, because of the dynamic range of the scene that we've got here, with the highlights in the sky being extremely bright and the lowlights of the foreground being extremely low, what I'm actually having to do is not just have the filter in the top, which I've got the Lee half-grad filter in the top, but what I've actually got as well is I'm actually exposed bracketing. Nice loud car in the background there, you maybe hear that. I'm actually bracketing the exposure as well. So what exposure bracketing is 3 shots. I do apologise, I've swallowed about 20 flies tonight. Exposure bracketing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this camera up to here and I'm going to show you, then I'm going to explain. Focus. No, it doesn't want to focus. Camera doesn't want to focus on the back. Basically what happens with exposure bracketing is you expose 3 shots. With some cameras, you can expose 5 shots. 5 shots is a little bit excessive to go blending into Photoshop. Tonight we've got 3. Now what I'm doing is I'm going for exposing for the middle. So on the back of your video, your DSLR or your mirrorless, whatever you actually use itself, you'll notice that there's a numbers 3, 2, 1 minuses and then plus 1, 2, 3 on the other side. And that's your exposure meter. What to do with that is on the camera settings, you've got what's called exposure bracketing, AEB exposure bracketing. On that you can set it either side of the image, and what it will do is it'll expose for the massive highlights, it'll expose for the midground, and then it will expose for the lowlights in the foreground if there is such a dynamic range. And then with those 3 images, if you combine the 3 of them by automatic batch processing in Photoshop or Lightroom, whatever your preferences are, what you can do is you can actually pick up each individual section of each of them images, blend them together for almost a high dynamic range HDR style image, which will create almost the perfect exposure effectively. If you go back to my YouTube channel, excuse me, I got another one, which I will link below to my previous video from Coleshiel's Law just last week. You'll see in there exposure bracketing. In fact, it wasn't Coleshiel's Law, it was the one I didn't film. I went out the other night there and didn't make a film. I should have, because it was absolutely magic, it really was. But what basically in there is the image. If you go to my Instagram page, which I'll link here, my Instagram page, and you look at the last image with the tree, that is an exposure bracketed image. So that's what this shot's going to be tonight. I think I've lost the sunset tonight, so I'm going to get ready to go back, pack up and head home. But again, what a phenomenal night to be out. Some amazing scenery around about. Just to let you know lastly what the settings were on the camera as well. I was running at 1/6 of a second at f8, and I'm exposing two stops either side of an actual exposure with ISO of 100. So ISO is the amount of light the camera creates for itself basically, so that's what I've got in there. So that was my shoot for tonight. On the lens itself, it was the 16-35 f2.8 Canon L lens. Just if you want to see what my kit is and things, that's pretty much what that is. But again, excellent night. Thanks a lot for coming along. We'll do a little bit more of the B-roll on the way back to the car, and hopefully we'll do this again sometime. So yeah, as expected, that was the end of the sun for tonight. Just watch I don't fall over while I walk down this hill. Now this area is only about 10 minutes from my home, so it's a lovely place to visit. I do quite a lot come along here for a walk, to get the drone up, and of course do some photography as well. It's a blessing to come along to the Scottish borders and see the stunning area. I believe, take it for granted sometimes. There's a lot of people that come here to say how beautiful the area actually is, and when you see it every day, you do take it for granted. You drive by it every day on the way to work, you drive by it every day on the way to Edinburgh. You spend a lot of time looking at what's around this area. For tourism and travel and stuff, if you want to come to the Scottish borders, highly recommend you come down. There's some stunning towns such as Kelso and Galashiels. There's plenty of stuff to do around the local area. From Galashiels all the way through to Berwick. The roads, the scenery, absolutely stunning. If you want to come along and you want to do some photography, or you want to do anything around the area, comment below, send me a message, any kind of information you're looking for around the area, and I'll come along and help you out. It'd be good to meet some people, do a little bit of getting to know people through social media, and basically just grow the channel, grow my interactions with people. But hopefully you've enjoyed the little video tonight, and yeah, until next time, keep shooting, keep capturing, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye.